Welcome to this Patreon practice. So I've had a special request that we work on wrists and hands and shoulders and backs and necks. Some of those are because you're spending time sat at your desk all day and you really need kind of a stretch out at the end of the day. And then sometimes the person that requested this is a climber. So she wants to be able to kind of get in some of those joints to aid her climbing as well, or to help recover after her climbing. So this is going to be a shorter practice, not so kind of vinyasa-y, more of a stretch out. So something that you can do after you've been sat at your desk all day, or when you get in from climbing and you just want to stretch out your body, get into your muscles, open up the joints, and just get a sense of feel good and getting everything moving again after what you've been doing. So we're going to start in a seated position. So just come through to seated. If you want to sit on a cushion or a block, you can do. And then we're just going to start by dropping the chin down towards the chest. So while you're there, just close down the eyes, start to focus on your breath. So this is going to be more of a stretch out than a complete yoga practice, but as always, just keep your awareness on your breath. So chin to chest, just a gentle stretch through the back of the neck into the top of the back, and then roll your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Feel the lift of the chest on your inhale, and on your exhale just make sure that your shoulders are nice and relaxed. And then come back through chin to chest, and then we'll go over to the other side, left ear to left shoulder. Couple of breaths there. And then bring the chin back in towards the chest. And we're going to now inhale, lift the chin as you clasp the hands behind you. So clasping the hands behind you, once you've done that, really start to draw the knuckles away from you. So this is helping you to get into your shoulders, into your chest. I feel a little bit of a stretch in the upper arms. Maybe you can lift up through the chest a little bit more. Perhaps just take the gaze up if that feels okay for your neck. And then drop the chin back into neutral. We're going to bend the elbows and take the hands over towards the right hip. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Drop your right shoulder down, your right ear down towards your shoulder. Just breathe into that. And then use your next in-breath, bring the head back up through to neutral. We'll stretch out the arms again there. Again, that little bit of lift up through the heart space. And then bend the elbows, bring the hands over to the left hip. So I'll turn back to face this way. And drop your left ear down towards your left shoulder. Use your next in-breath, bring the head back through to upright. Release out the arms, and then you're going to clasp your hands in front of you. So intertwine the fingers and just start to circle into your wrists. Take it back, opposite direction. And then just release out the fingers, and we're just going to kind of flash out the fingers there. Spread them nice and wide as you open the fingers. Couple more rounds of breath. And then drop your hands down towards your legs and bring your feet in front of you. So soles of the feet together, but feet further away from you rather than too close in. And we're just going to start to circle through the spine. And you just might feel yourself rocking from side to side and really feeling into this. As you come forwards, heart draws forwards, over to the side, back. You feel yourself rounding the spine and then over to the other side. And we'll take this in the opposite direction as well. then come back through to centre, and as you inhale, draw the heart forwards. So the pelvis will tilt forwards, and maybe the chin lifts a little. And on your exhale, we're going to round the spine, bring the chin in towards the chest, pelvis tilts back. Inhale to draw it forwards. Exhale to round the spine. Couple more. And then come back through to upright. Just come back through to that seated position. Take your right arm down alongside you, and then just gently reach the left arm up over your ear. So keep your left sitting bone down on the mat as you reach out through the left fingers, and just have a couple of breaths. And you might just see if there's a little bit of movement through the spine there. And then use your next in-breath. Left hand will come down alongside you. The right arm reaches up. Right sitting bone stays down. Reach out through the right fingers. So you're really feeling into your side waist, your ribs, your shoulder. And again, maybe you can just kind of open and close a little bit there. Just do what feels right for you. This is your yoga practice. So making it work for you. Bringing the right hand back down, and then we're going to come over onto all fours. And once you're on all fours, just turn your fingers to face the long edge of your mat. Just gently drawing in the lower abdomen. Start to circle the body. So here you're getting into your wrists. And again, we're going to take this in both directions. And then come back through to neutral, and if it feels okay, we're going to turn the fingers to face back towards the knees. Now if that doesn't work for you, just keep your fingers out to the sides. And then there's just a little bit of movement backwards and forwards. And then coming forwards again, releasing out the wrists one at a time. Give the hands a shake as you do. And then planting the hands, keep the right knee where it is, but swing the right foot out to the side and extend your left leg out behind you. So you're coming into a modified side plank. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to start to circle into that left shoulder. Now you could choose to follow the trajectory of your hand with your gaze. If that doesn't feel good for your head or your neck, just keep your head looking in one direction, whichever way is comfortable for you. Take this in both directions. And then reach the left arm back up towards the ceiling. On your out breath, bring the left arm down, thread it through underneath the right. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, thread it underneath the right. 3 more. And then take the left arm back up, and on your out breath, come back down onto all fours. We'll do the same thing other side. So left foot swings out to the side, right leg extends behind you, right arm up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, and then start to circle into that right arm. Take this both directions. Nice big circles. And then taking your right arm back up towards the ceiling, on your out breath, bring the arm down, thread it through underneath your left. Inhale, extend it up, and as you exhale, underneath the left. 3 more. Ooh, losing my balance. Take your right arm back up towards the ceiling and then bring your right hand back down onto your back. Come back onto all fours. Walk the hands out in front of you for melting heart, Anahatasana. So either forehead to the mat or to a block or a brick, or you could bring the chin onto the mat if that felt okay. Just getting into the thoracic spine, letting the heart melt down. Again, just that gentle drawing in of the lower abdomen. And then walking the hands back in towards you as you come up through to a high kneeling position. And then taking the hands to the lower back, drawing the elbows towards each other, just coming into just a gentle Ustrasana here. So pelvis forwards, heart lifts. Take one more breath. Use your next in-breath, engage the thighs, bring yourself back through to upright. And then from here, we're just going to tuck the toes under and sit back down on the heels. Now, if this is too strong for you, drop your hands down onto the mat and take some weight into the hands, and it will make it a little bit less intense on the toes. So we're going to extend the arms out to the side while we're here. Bring the arms in front of you with the right elbow on top. And if you can bring the palms together, do so. If not, back to the hands, or maybe you're just going to hold on to your opposite shoulders. Elbows forwards and up. A couple of breaths. So just a little getting into the toes, again getting into the shoulders, into the back. Notice where you feel the stretch. And then swap it over. Left elbow on top. Again, you could hold opposite shoulders, or you can bring the palms together if you can. And then releasing out the arms. Give the wrists a little bit of a shake again. And we'll find our way into a downwards facing dog. So just padding out the feet here, just nice stretch out through the back of the legs. And then use your next in-breath, step your right foot forward between your hands and drop down onto your left knee. So roll the shoulders away from the ears, draw the heart forwards. And then on your out breath, take the hips back. Lengthen out through that right leg. So just a little bit of movement here. Just starting to open up the hip flexors. If you've been sat in a computer chair all day or on any chair all day, you have been contracting the hip flexors. So this is really nice to give them a nice stretch out. Next time you come forwards, we'll stay there a couple of breaths. Keep the shoulders rolling away from the ears. If it feels okay, you can bring the hands up onto your right thigh. And then take your left hand down to the floor and just extend the right arm up towards the ceiling. So easy twist. You can always take the left hand to a block or a brick if you wish. Bring the right hand back down, let's step it back. Downwards facing dog. And then we'll do the other side. Left foot comes forwards, right knee is down onto the mat. So finding that movement, heart forwards on the in-breath. On the out-breath, we'll take the hips back. Straighten out that left leg as much as you can. Inhale, draw it forwards. Exhale, take it back. Inhale to come forwards. Exhale back. And then bring it forwards. Couple of breaths here. Again, you can choose to stay there, or you can come up, hands onto the left thigh. Soften down through the shoulders. Just opening up that right hip. Stretching into the flexor. One more breath. And then take your right hand to the floor, extend the left arm up towards the ceiling. And bring your left hand back down and step it back, downwards facing dog. And then take your feet a little bit wider, turn the toes to face out and walk your hands back into Malasana, your squat. If you're not comfortable squatting, you can sit on a block or a brick. A brick would be better. Or you can sit yourself down on your mat. So from here, we're going to bring the backs of the hands together. Try and keep the whole of the back of the hand together and just draw the hands down as much as you can, keeping the base of the hands connected. Lift up through the heart, relax your shoulders. You might just find a little bit of movement from side to side. It's a little rocking movement. Release out the hands. Again, we're going to intertwine the fingers. Get into your wrists. Try and make the circles as big as you can, both directions. And then we're going to finish off, well, almost finish off, in one of my favourite poses for when I'm feeling stiff. So when I start to feel like I've overdone it a little bit, I can feel it in my lower back. So dangling forward bend. Keep the knees as bent as you need to. Hook onto your opposite elbows. I'm going to get rid of this top. So just have a few breaths, allowing the head to just gently draw down, crown of the head down. If you want to keep the knees bent, that's absolutely fine. You can use the pose to get into the back of your legs as well if you wish. Just a nice stretch out here. One more breath. And then release the hands down. Walk your hands forwards enough that you can just drop your knees down onto the mat and come through into a child's pose. But take the hands into prayer behind your head, walk your elbows forwards and in. Now you can take your elbows onto a brick if you want a little bit more height, a little bit more opening. Settle the hips back down onto the heels. Focus on your breath. Let's take one more round. And then release your hands down. And as you inhale, bring yourself back through to upright. So that was just a nice stretch out for when you've been sat at your computer all day. You may not have time for a full practice. You might just want to have a bit of a stretch before you go and make the tea or whatever else you have to do. If you want to, feel free to lie down, take a Shavasana, but maybe that was just a stretch and you want to get on with your day. Either way, I'll see you next time. Namaste.